This is the brand new DJI Mic Mini, a wireless microphone system that offers premium sound, long battery life, and seamless compatibility with the Osmo ecosystem. But with so many mini microphone options on the market now, is DJI too late to the party? Or does this system offer more pro options that justify its premium brand and cost? Let me explain. Full transparency, I have had this microphone system for a total of 4 days. I have formulated somewhat of an opinion on this system already, but please consider this video a first impressions overview given that I have not had much time with it. But DJI did send me this microphone system. I have not been paid to make this video. It is not sponsored by them and they don't get any review or input on its creation. All right, so right out of the box with this system, you get a soft travel bag, a little bit of a different design for DJI, but I actually really dig it. You have a charging case that's almost identical to the Mic 2, but it's just a little bit smaller. You have 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. I have the matte finished version. I think they were calling it a jet black or something like that, but it also comes in Arctic white. It also comes with the USB-C adapter for smartphones, and the lightning adapter is actually sold separately, but they did send me that. You have 4 little dead cat windscreens. You get 2 black windscreens and 2 gray windscreens. You also have a 3.5mm cable and a USB-C to USB-A charging/data cable. Keeping with DJI's consistent theme, they've kept this kit very simple with only the essential pieces to get you up and running. DJI has kind of gone back to their roots with the original DJI mic. On the transmitters, you got a matte black finish design with a small DJI logo, as well as a link button, a power button, the microphones on the top, little charging tabs on the bottom, and then a clip with a magnet. The windscreen design on the transmitter is actually one of the most innovative that I've seen in any of these systems, but it literally just snaps on with no issues whatsoever. It is a plastic design coming in at about 10 grams. The receiver is also a plastic design, and the receiver has no screen. The only thing that you have is a USB-C port, a power button, a link button, and a gain knob on the right side. You also have the multi-port on the back side to attach the USB-C adapter, as well as the lightning adapter. Quick side note, the little DJI to Sony adapter that you could use with the DJI Mic 2 is not compatible with this system. The sliding mechanism is different. It's a completely different design. This one's a little bit smaller. I don't know if they're gonna come out with a new one, but they probably should because that thing is awesome. So the only way to connect it to the camera is with the 3.5 cable. All right, as far as features and audio capabilities, this system records in a 24-bit 48 kilohertz audio. There is no internal recording capabilities with this system, meaning that you have to rely on the signal range in order to use this system. All right, so this microphone system is rated for 400 meters. So we are at a park here right now. I dragged my wife out of bed at 8 a.m. It is 25 degrees outside. Gonna do a quick distance test. So we're gonna see how far I can get without losing signal. This is direct line of sight. I'll turn around a couple times and see if we drop. I bet I'm about 80 feet away right now. Do a little turnaround test. Did I drop out right there? There's a little dropout right there. Okay. Yeah, so direct line of sight, that's pretty typical for these types of systems. This is a 2.4 gigahertz system. Okay, I'm definitely over 100 feet right now. Maybe 150 feet. Goodness spin test, 99% chance I'm gonna drop out. No dropouts there. We're still getting signal direct line of sight when I'm facing this way. As soon as I turn around, should be a little bit of a dropout there, okay? I'm just gonna go to the end of the field and see if you can hear me. It's very cold. We are entering winter season right now. End of November. Turkey Day is this week, almost there. I used to play t-ball at this park. I'm at the end of the park right now. I'm well over 500 feet. Hopefully you can hear me. Maybe there's a little bit of dropouts, but there are a little bit of trees in the way, but not the worst thing in the world. Okay, there's a dropout there. That kind of sucks. I mean, to get that type of distance, even if there is a little bit of dropout, even right here, you're never going to be this far away from the camera using this system. If you are, let me know in the comments, because I gotta know what you're doing. You can probably hear my footsteps super clear. All right, so direct line of sight type of test. A few different dropouts here and there. Really just once we got past the trees area, which is well over 200 or 300 feet away, but at least we were able to get signal all the way to the end of this park here, which is probably 2 football fields, like 200 yards. Don't know what that is in meters. I'll put it up on the screen or something, but yeah. So this microphone system does feature 2 levels of denoise, a basic and a strong setting. So this is the basic denoise setting right now. Sitting next to a river, the river is in frame, so I clearly want to hear it at least a little bit, but I don't want the annoying parts of the river to get muddled up with my voice. Now to activate the denoise, you do hit the power button on the side of the transmitter. Now to switch from the basic setting to the strong setting, you have to connect the transmitter to the DJI Mimo app. So I actually have it connected to my phone right now. Let's switch to the heavy setting. All right, so now you're listening to this with the strong setting turned on. My voice is gonna be a little bit more river underwater. It may not make sense if you can't hear the river because it's in frame, but if we were to take this river out of frame, it would make sense to have that denoise function, have it be nice and quiet, but you do sacrifice a little bit. Like every other system that has this feature, your voice is gonna sound a little bit underwater. The system also has an automatic limiting feature to avoid clipping. I would assume that this is very similar to Rode's auto gain adjustment, and honestly, it does a really good job. To get a couple of extra features, the system does pair with the DJI Mimo app, and inside the app, you have the option to activate a safety track. I have it on right now, and I'm using it just in case for this recording, especially since I don't have that automatic limiting feature on, which by the way, that feature is also available to activate in the DJI Mimo app. Real quick with the app, you can't connect to the receiver via Bluetooth with the app in order to manage the system. So the way you have to do it, if it's sitting on top of your camera, is just put your camera on the USB-C attachment that goes with it, and then you can connect to the app. I'm not a big fan of this. I would love to see Bluetooth connectivity with that, so you can adjust settings if you want to with your phone without having to connect it via USB-C. As far as battery life goes, each transmitter can get up to 11.5 hours of battery per charge, and the receiver can get up to 10.5 hours per charge. Now, they are advertising that with the charging case, you can get up to 48 hours of operation with this system, but that's assuming that you're putting it in the case, recharging it, and all that stuff. So the Mic Mini does connect to all of the DJI Osmo systems, including the Osmo Pocket 3, which I'm recording on right now. So I've got the Mic Mini right here on my chest. I'm even using the black dead cat just to be a little bit more inconspicuous. Now, I've only had the Pocket 3 for about 3 months now, but it's been a camera I've started to integrate a lot more into my channel. The Mic Mini transmitter does connect independently to the Osmo, so you don't have to have the receiver. But when you first connect it, you link it to the Osmo, but it doesn't automatically change from the Osmo to the receiver or back. You either have to do one or the other. So what I've been doing is I've had one transmitter connected to the receiver and one transmitter connected to the Osmo, and using them depending on which camera I'm using. You do maintain the same audio quality as with a pro camera, so you got that 24-bit, 48 kilohertz. I think the only reason I'd use the Mic 2 over this is just to get that 32-bit float audio recording, even though the 24-bit still sounds really good. You can also connect an individual transmitter to a smartphone via Bluetooth, so you don't have to have the receiver connected. You can connect it directly, but this will limit you to 24-bit at 16 kilohertz rather than 48 kilohertz. All right, now what you're all wondering, audio quality. Well, first of all, you've been listening to this microphone the entire video clipped onto my shirt here, but let me show you what the raw audio sounds like. All right, so now you're listening to the raw audio quality from this microphone. I feel like DJI has actually made some improvements in their audio. When I first reviewed the DJI Mic 2, I felt like the raw audio was really lacking some stuff. And ever since their update with the DJI Mic 2, I actually like it a little bit more. I don't think it's as good as the Rode Wireless Pro, but I do think it's pretty dang good. Now, the 24-bit that's coming in here is not the 32-bit from the DJI Mic 2. And the contrast from raw to mixed is just a lot easier to formulate in post, which by the way, I do have a video going over my entire post-production process with any audio mic system. So if you wanna know how I get this microphone to sound so good, well, you can watch that video. That'll give you a little bit of insight. All right, so after 4 days of having this microphone system, here's my thoughts. I think the pros is that the system is compact, it's lightweight, and honestly, the audio quality was really impressive. This is a tiny microphone. I have put the Hollyland and this side by side. I'll tell you those results when I put out my comparison, but just putting the audio quality of this versus like the 24-bit from Rode Wireless Pro or the DJI Mic 2, the audio sounds really, really good. I appreciate that the 2 different levels of denoise in this system, letting us have a basic and a strong version. And compared to smaller systems like this, the battery life is actually a little bit better than some other systems out there. And I know I'm gonna use the Osmo integration a lot more now that I have an Osmo Pocket 3. As far as the cons go, there is a little bit of limited flexibility when you're connecting it to the phone with that 16 kilohertz versus the 48. The other con is that there's already a lot of alternatives to this microphone that are a little bit cheaper than this one. And I don't know if this microphone actually brings better specs compared to the other ones. I'm also not a big fan of relying upon that app control to change certain settings, like changing from the basic to the strong denoise or that anti-clipping auto limiter function. There's also no 3.5mm jack for lav mics. This isn't a huge con to me, given that most likely if I'm gonna use a lav mic on a set, I'm gonna bring the Rode Wireless Pro or a higher end system. But if this is the only system that you own, it would be nice to have that versatility. And some internal recording would have been nice just as a safety function, given that the signal is not as powerful as some higher end options out there. Now, DJI never tells me the prices of these systems if they send it out before its release. And it really frustrates me because if I want to get this video out on the day that it's released, then I'm going to have no idea how much this thing costs. But I have heard some rumors that it's somewhere between $169 and $199. So that's exactly where I thought DJI would price this thing, like sub 200. If it's more than $200, well, I'm gonna have some thoughts in the comments. So it better be less than 200. As far as whether or not you should get this system, well, first of all, wait for me to come out with my comparison to the Hollyland so you can decide which one is best for you, because the systems are really, really similar. I'm not even joking. I think ultimately, if you are using any type of Osmo, if you're using the Osmo Pocket 3, the Osmo Action, or even the DJI Neo, because this is actually compatible with that, then this system is going to be the one that you want. No need to look at other options. This is the way to go. But if you're connecting it to fancy cameras, then that's where the decision gets a little muddy. As far as audio quality goes, like I said, I really enjoyed the audio quality from this system, but we'll have to see how it sounds compared to some more affordable options on the market. So anyway, that's about all I can say after having this system for 4 days. But at least I hope this video was helpful in informing you of what the system is, what it offers, and whether or not it's for you. Like I said, make sure you stay tuned for my comparison between this and the Hollyland system. If you enjoyed this video, maybe watch this video next, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you never miss out on new young filmmaker content. Good luck filmmaking.